Hey, let's take it higher. God told me to tell you, child, don't worry, keep it moving. If they walk out and you lose them, you just know that heaven still has your reward.
Well, I am a wife, I am a mother, I am an entrepreneur. Professionally, I specialize in brand identity development and communication strategy. I really feel called to help purpose driven people to confidently communicate and embody what God has placed them on this earth to do. I am also the host of Purpose Potential Podcast, where we discuss the realities of walking out your God given purpose. And yeah, that's a whole story in itself. My faith really came into play around 2010. That's when I really discovered purpose. I am born and raised in the church, Christian church. And so, I knew the Bible. I had a foundation of faith. But at that time, I really understood that my life was not my own and really understood that I on this earth have an assignment that's bigger than just my personal salvation. I attended a meeting that took place at St. Xavier University. My friend Amanda called me and was like, hey, come to this gathering that we're having. And your friends invite you to something and you don't ask too many questions. And so I show up and it's hundreds of other college students. She had assembled us all and there was a speaker, Dr. Galena White. And during that time, she just shared more about things related to the kingdom of God, different from just the message of, salvation and, that I've heard all my life, but really like God has called each of us to the 7 mountains of influence, and there's a purpose for you, and there's something that he wants you to do and be great at and excel at so that you can shift culture, so you can have influence. And I'm like, I've never heard any of this before. And so she spoke declarations over us at this service for whatever mountain of influence we felt called to. And she really activated us. And I feel like that was a divine turning point on my journey, really just believing that there was more. And she continued to be a spiritual mother to me, a mentor. And I feel like she really is the catalyst for who I am today. In the months prior to that, I went through a really bad breakup. I thought I was so in love with this man and he broke up with me, and it really left me in a low point. Honestly, one of the lowest points that I had been in my life. And so it had been several months of just being in this low kind of depressed type of state when I was invited to this gathering that my friend held. And so really, I see that as a turning point on my journey because I had to fuel all that energy and hurt. Now I had a reason to fuel it into something else. It was like there was a very painful moment in my life, but when I was introduced to a new level of purpose and faith, I was able to redirect that energy, and that's really what propelled me forward. So it seemed very hopeless at that time. I felt so in love, and I just thought that it was one of the worst things that had happened to me. But in hindsight, it actually was one of the best things that happened to me because it allowed me to change course for the better. The advice that I would give to somebody who is going through a really tough time is just to outlast the season. When we're going through really challenging things, we tend to think that this is just the end all and that nothing good will ever come from it. But it's really important to lean on the promise of God that the plan that he has for us is good, and understand that even if there are times where you have missteps or you have to take a few steps back or you lose your way, it's all going to work into a greater master divine plan that will work out for your good.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jenny Christian. Thanks so much for tuning in to this week's episode of Feel, Heal, and Restore. Don't forget to stay up to date on new episodes. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel or follow us on social media at feel.heal.restore on Instagram and Feel, Heal, Restore all together on Twitter. We'll see you soon.